Greetings, my empire. Dre's who here back with another video, and today I'm gonna be sharing with y'all my Magicka Nightblade PvP build for update 33. Now, this is a build that I've been very anxious to play for a long time. I was counting down the days when update 33 would come out on console that I could finally test out this Magicka Nightblade build. You feel me? Update 33 came out a couple of days ago. I made this build. The first day update 33 came out, made this MAGBLADE build, and oh my god, update 33 put MAGBLADEs in the game, bro. This build is going to be the new meta of Magicka Nightblade. This is how you should be building your Magicka Nightblade. It's, oh my god. And Magicka Nightblade needed it. You know what I'm saying? Magicka Nightblade for a long time has been a class that underperformed. And this update just puts them at a good place. It puts them at a... Magicka Nightblade now is a solid class that you can do very well with and perform just as well as any other class. Anyway, before I get into this build, you already know, I want to ask y'all to hit the like button, subscribe, join the empire. You already know, helps me out, helps the channel out, helps the channel grow. And without further ado, let's get into the build. So first, let's go into the character sheet. You already know. So getting into our character sheet, our max Magicka is sitting at 37k, really good. Our Magicka recovery is sitting at 1,346. Now this is unbuffed, and our Magicka recovery does go up, but we're gonna get into that a little bit later. 30k maximum health, really good. I wanted to get at that 30k mark, and I actually hit it, so I'm happy about that. Health recovery 884. Now this is decent since we are vampire stage 3, so we got a decent health recovery pool for being vampire. For our maximum stamina, we have 18k, which is a solid amount of stamina. And our stamina recovery, we have 836. Now this is unbuffed as well. This does go up with sets. Like I said, we're gonna get into that. You feel me? This build, we're gonna need a good amount of a stamina pool, because we do utilize stamina a lot in this build. It's the new meta. It's the hybrid meta. The hybrid meta. For our spell damage, unbuffed, we set at 4,096. Actually, it's not unbuffed. This is with our Merciless Resolve. Let's take off Merciless Resolve real quick. Just shoot this guy. Unbuffed, we set at 3,772. Spell damage, spell critical, we set at 41%, 41.9%. Now, this is really good. You feel me? 40% crit rating is gonna give you really consistent crits, and that's what I was going for this build. But I'm gonna explain that later once we get into the abilities, why I really like good crit chance, especially on Nightblade. It's something that's invaluable to me. Spell penetration, we have 8,000 spell penetration. Now I feel like this is enough penetration that we need on this build, but if you know what I'm saying, if you're somebody who feels like you need above 10k penetration on a build, there is a way you can change it to where you can get it to that amount. But once we get into the sets, I'll show you how you can do that. Now going to our back bar, our unbuffed resistances, we sit at 25k spell resistance, and we sit at 22k physical resistance, and our crit resistance is at 1,320. I know that's really low. But like I said in the video I made about crit resistance, I don't really like crit resistance. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a stat that's not useful 100% of the time. You know what I'm saying? I like Reinforce better than Endpin. I like Divines better than Endpin, because those traits will be utilized pretty much 100% of the time. The only time you really want Endpin on your build is if you are a squishy character, and the Endpin will, help you, will help you not get one shot, basically. You know what I'm saying? The crit resistance will help you not get one shot. But we are pretty tanky. This is unbuffed resistances. Let's get into our buff stat now. Buff resistances, we sit at 34k spell resistance and 31k physical resistance, and we have a good amount of health. Like I said, 30k maximum health. So I don't feel like we're gonna be getting one shot even with you know, lower crit resistance. We're not gonna need, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna be tanky as it is. Now getting into buff damage. Now buff damage. Let's get this merciless resolve up. Pop our rally. Rally, rally, rally. You know, let's get the weapon enchantment up. We set at 5,264 spell damage. Now that does go even more up once we get into sets, but I got a lot for y'all. Just wait. Just wait for the bomb to drop. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to see our buffed recoveries, look at, like I said, our recoveries do go up. We got 1,810 Magicka recovery, 1,347 stamina recovery. Want to pop a potion with that? Make sure we still in combat. 2,267 Magicka recovery, 1,655. You feel me? If you want that to even go up with stamina recovery, we sit at 1,809 stamina recovery. We have enough recoveries. We are good in the recoveries department in this build. Now for our attributes, we run 64 into max Magicka. For our race, we are running Breton. Now I like Breton. Feel like Breton is the top race for Magicka Nightblade. Especially if you're going a vampire Magicka Nightblade. They get a lot of natural Magicka sustain. We get 2,000 maximum Magicka. We get Magicka recovery, and we get reduced magical, reduced cost reduction to our Magicka abilities. Really good just for overall magical sustain. And they also get spell resistance. Now, if you don't know, you feel, well, you probably, come on. As a vampire, you take more flame damage, so spell resistance equals less flame damage on you. Then as a vampire, you also get increased ability cost, so you know, having cost reductions to our magic ability kind of mitigates the vampires, you know, debuffs that towards you. So yeah, you could go Breton, you could go high elf, you can go, well, high elf is okay, you could go Khajiit would be a good one, and you can go Dark Elf. Dark Elf is good too. Alright, for our monies, we are running the astronauts now. Running the astronauts just for, you know, a bit more magical, you know, recovery that we need. Just get that magical recovery at a good spot. For the food, we are running Bewitched Sugar Skulls. Now, this is a tri-stat food that gives us max health, max stamina, and max Magicka, and it also gives us health recovery. You feel me? So it's gonna put all of our, you know, basically all of our resources at what we want it to be. You feel me? And we get, you know, a little bit of health recovery to top it off. You know what I'm saying? Health recovery is not the best, but it kind of mitigates the vampires debuffs. Looking at the vampires debuff with stage 3, we get negative 60 health recovery, and we get flame damage. We get 13% more flame damage, like I said. You know what I'm saying? So to get more health recovery is kind of good to mitigate the vampire debuffs. Now the reason we are vampire stage 3 going into the vampire skill line, we want that beautiful undeath passive. You know what the undeath passive does is it reduces your damage taken by up to 30% based off your missing health. So basically, as our health goes down, we're getting more bulkier. You feel me? Just beautiful. You feel me? Getting bulkier as your health goes down is just like 1, 2, 3 math. You feel me? It's a really good passive, and it's gonna make us so much more bulkier. And you know, a lot of situations, especially when we're 1vxing, a lot of people is chasing us, we're not gonna be able to drop easily. Let me see. Are we done with our character sheet? Yeah, I believe we're done with our character sheet. Now, getting off the character sheet and actually going to our inventory. Now, first, let me tell you about the potions I run. I run tripod potions. Gives us everything we need: max health, max Magicka, and max stamina, and the recoveries for all of them. Just everything you need. Highly recommend it on any build. You know what I'm saying? Just that potion. Getting into our sets, we are running War Maiden on the front bar. Now I'm running the War Maiden Maul. I have the weapon damage enchantment. I have precise of the trait as the trait. Like I said with the penetration thing, if you want more penetration above 10k, you can turn this precise into sharpen. Now, I don't recommend it. Like I said, I crit on Nightblade, a really good amount of crit chance on Nightblade is really, really good. I'm gonna really talk about that once I get into the abilities, but on this build, I wanted over 40% crit chance. I was debating if I should go sharpen or precise, but at the end, I decided just to go precise because, when you're in open world PvP, a lot of the times the fights are team fights, and a lot of the time your teammates is gonna have, resistance debuffs on your enemy. So a lot of the penetration is already done for you by your teammates if you're, in a group or something like that. And even so, even if we don't have teammates with us, we still have enough damage. We still have a good amount of penetration as it is. So overall, I just decided to go precise. But like I said, if you want to go sharpen, you can to get over, a better amount of penetration. Now, War Maiden. What War Maiden does is the first line gives you critical chance, good. The second line gives you maximum Magicka. The third line gives you weapon and spell damage, and the fifth piece adds 579 weapon and spell damage to your magic damage abilities. Now, didn't I tell you our weapon damage goes up when we get into our sets, or our spell damage goes up once we get into our sets? Didn't I tell you that? This is basically a 579 spell damage buff to our stat, because spoiler alert, all of our abilities, all of our damaging on abilities are gonna be magic damage. So this is basically a 579 spell damage buff. So whatever our max spell damage was, just add this number to it, because this is what it basically is. You know what I'm saying? War Maiden, really, really good set. Adds just a big burst, a big boost of damage to the build. Helps us just chunk our enemies, get them up out the way. Now on the back bar, I am running the Potentate's Restoration Staff. I have poisons on them. You can run whatever you want. I like to play around with enchantments on the back bar. You can run Life Drain enchantment. You could run Absorb Magicka enchantments. You can run whatever you want. I like to play around with it. As the trait, I have Defending. Now, you probably want Powered instead of Defending, but I ain't gonna lie. Listen, keep this on the low. But I have 9 characters, so I'm kind of broke on Transmute Crystals. So I kind of had to, just keep defending on, because, defending is not bad. You know what I'm saying? Defending makes you bulky on the back bar. On top of what Potentates does. Potentates gives you, it reduces player damage by 3%. So that on top of defending, you're going to be really, really bulky on the back bar. But preferably, you want Powered for the extra healing, or Nernhar will work as well. But like I said, I'm broke. So yeah. Now on the body pieces, before I get into the body pieces, I am running 4 medium, 2 heavy, and 1 light. Now the reason, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of all over the place. Basically, you know what I'm saying, I wanted 1 piece of each armor so I can get the Undaunted passive, which basically gives you max stats when you have, each piece of armor equipped. You know what I'm saying? It gives you by 1%. Well, when you upgrade it, it's 2%. I need to get my dungeons up. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just gives us more max stats when we, have multiple kinds of armor on. But yeah, 4 medium, 2 heavy, 1 light. The head, chest, and legs have the multi-effect enchantment on it. I'm running 2 divines and 5 endpin. Not 5 endpin. 2 divines and 5 reinforced. You know what I'm saying? If you want endpin, if you don't feel comfortable with the amount of crit resistance this build has, you can run a couple of endpin pieces. I don't recommend you go overboard. The max endpin pieces I feel like you should have is 3 at max. You know what I'm saying? And the rest you could just go reinforce. Because like I said, endpin is something that doesn't work 100% of the time. Or is not effective 100% of the time. Now, getting into the body pieces, the first set we run in our helmet, we are running Gaze of Sithis. The freaking, oh my god, this helmet is just so broken. Like you can be a squishy character and just slap this helmet on and all of a sudden you're tanky. You're so bulky, multi-effect enchantment, divines, like I said. Then Gaze of Sithis, first line gives us 3,000 maximum health. Second line gives us 1000 health recovery. That helps us with our vampire, you know what I'm saying, debuff. And the third line gives us 4000 armor. Like I said, it just makes us so bulky. But the downside to wearing this is it reduces your block mitigations to 0, which is really not a downside to this build. Because, come on, you shouldn't be blocking on this build like that. We have cloak, you know what I'm saying? You're a Nightblade. You're not going to be blocking that much, you know what I'm saying? We're going to be cloaking. If we need to get out of a situation, you cloak out, you roll dodge out or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So blocking is not something we're going to be doing a lot on this build. The only time we're probably going to block is if we're going to block an obvious stun, but that's pretty much it. So the debuff to wearing this set is basically not a debuff at all, and you slap this on and you just get so much more bulkier. Like, you become a tank like crazy. So yeah, next set we are running is Wretched Vitality. Now, Wretched Vitality, what this set does is it adds a lot of Magicka recovery, adds a lot of stamina recovery, adds a lot of of weapon and spell damage, and the fifth piece, while you're in combat, basically applying a major buff or debuff on yourself or a target, grants you 260 Magicka and stamina recovery for 15 seconds, and applying a minor buff or debuff to a target or yourself grants you 130 Magicka and stamina recovery for 15 seconds. So basically, when you have both of these on, you're going to have about 390 Magicka and stamina recovery on the fifth piece. This set is without a doubt the best resource set, like resource sustained set for PvP. You feel me? If you want resources, if you want a good amount of stamina or magical resources or both, run this set. It's just so good. Like I said, it just, look, boop. This ability gives us both minor and major. Look. Recoveries go up. Recoveries go up. Really good. Wretched Vitality, just one of the best, like I said, resource sustained sets in the game. Now, for the shoulder, we are running the Slime Crawl Pauldron. Now, the reason I'm running Slime Crawl is for the crit chance. You could kind of run any monster shoulder that gives you crit chance. I ran Slime Crawl because I think it gives you the most crit chance out of any monster set. So, yeah, you feel me? And like I said, I wanted my crit chance over 40%, and this helped me get it over 40%. So, yeah, that's why I ran Slime Crawl. Now, on our jewelry, we got the spell damage enchantment on all of our jewelry, and we have arcane as the traits. Now, if you feel like you can run a lower Magicka pool, you can run infused on the jewelry. If you feel like you don't need 37k maximum Magicka, but me, I like a higher Magicka pool. I like to work with more Magicka. I like to use resources a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, especially in those times where, you know, you mess up and you use more resources than intended, like, you know, this game is a little bit, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, the performance this is with ESO. You probably do an extra roll dodge that you didn't mean to do, or you probably do an extra ability that, you know what I'm saying, you wasn't supposed to do. So having those mess ups and having a lot of, you know, resources to kind of, you know, make up for those mess ups is really good. So I like to have a higher resource pool. But like I say, if you could work with, you know, a lower resource pool, you could go infused, you could go bloodthirsty, you could go protective. You probably don't need to go protective, but you could go whatever you want. Now, leaving the leaving the sets, you feel me? Let's go into the abilities. Now, on our front bar, our first ability, we are running Concealed Weapon. We don't run, bro. We don't run you no more. We don't run Swallow Soul no more. We don't need it. We don't need the heal from Swallow Soul anymore to keep ourselves up. With this update, we have so much. We have access to so many more heals that Swallow Soul is not a factor anymore. We run Concealed Weapon now. This is the Bay. Does really good magic damage. Attacking with concealed weapon, while flanking, stuns the enemy and sets them off balance for 3 seconds. So basically, how you want to use this ability is so easy to stun and flank enemy like this. Look, he's already off balance. You just want to circle the person, get that stun off, and get that off balance off. Simple. And yeah, really good magic damage, stuns the enemy, and while sliding, your movement speed while sneaking or invisible is increased by 25%. Now our cloak is on our back bar, so it's gonna be kind of awkward to cloak then go to front bar. Cloak can go to front bar, but if you want to do it, and if you want to be a fiend, be a fiend. I don't question it. Do you? Next, we have Crippling Grasp. I love this ability. This ability does magic damage and additional magic damage over 10 seconds. Now, look, that's the second ability that does magic damage. Like I said, I already spoiled y'all. All of our damage abilities does magic damage. So if all of our abilities get buffed by War Maiden. Now, it does magic damage, and when you hit somebody with this ability, it immobilizes them for 2 seconds and reduces their movement speed by 30% for 4 seconds. This is basically a second stun. It's a second stun, bro. Basically, you can stun somebody with this, then use this, and it's basically a second stun. It's a root. It keeps them in place. Not only does it keep them in place, it puts a really good snare on them, a 30% movement speed debuff. This is basically another stun. Do your damage. It's just so many opportunities with this ability. Next ability we are running is Inner Light. Now, the reason we run Inner Light because when we have it slotted, we get Major Prophecy, which increases our spell critical rating by 2,629, and we do get 5% extra max Magicka while we have this slotted. So that's pretty good. That's a pretty good perk as well. And you know what Mage Light does? You know, when you use it, you can reveal enemies. So if you need to find a Nightblade, having this on your bar is good as well. You don't have to run revealing pots or any of that. You have it in your, you know what I'm saying, your abilities. Now, next ability we have is Rally, 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 Rally. We can use this now. Magicka Nightblades can use Rally now. So hype. Now, what Rally does is this is going to be our source of major sorcery, which is going to increase our spell damage by 20%. And this is going to be our source of minor endurance that's going to increase our stamina recovery by 15%. On this build, we use a lot of stamina. We have a lot of, you know what I'm saying, we use a bit of stamina. Roll dodging, breaking free, stamina abilities, etc. We use a decent amount of stamina. So having more stamina recovery is always accepted, always welcome. And for Rally, you heal for health. When Rally ends, the final heal is increased by 50% every 1 second for up to a maximum of 300%. You already know what Rally is. Bro, Magicka characters getting that freaking Rally heal now, bro. Oh my god. I was playing this build a lot in Imperial City Cyrodiil, bro. That Rally heal is so satisfying, bro. Especially when you're getting, 1vx, you're getting jumped. That Rally heal is just, man. I don't even know how to say the word magnifico, whatever. That Rally heal is gonna come in clutch for you. So yeah. Next we have Merciless Resolve. Now Merciless Resolve, this ability is the reason why I like a lot of crit chance on Nightblade in general. Now what this ability does is it focuses assistance for 40 seconds. Basically, when you light attack 5 times, every time you light attack, you get a stack that gives you 60 weapon and spell damage up to 5 times. So what's 5 times 60? Let me ask. 5 times 60. 300. This is basically gonna give you 300 spell damage at max stats. Then when you have 5 stacks of this, you can cast Assassin's Will, which basically shoots an arrow at half the cost, dealing magic damage and healing you for 50% of the damage dealt if you are within melee range. Now, that part is why crit is so important on MAGBLADE. Look at the tooltip. This is without any buffs, right? Without any buffs, it's already at 22k, right? Now imagine that buffed, right? Imagine that buff, and when we hit somebody with that ability, it crits. That's basically a execute on steroids for them. You feel me? That's basically can execute people at half health or quarter health. You know what I'm saying? That's basically raps. It's too much damage, bro. It's too much burst damage. This ability alone is just so much damage. This ability probably has the highest damage potential, the highest burst damage out of any ability in the game, bro. I don't know, but it does so much damage, especially when it crits. And you're gonna get a really good heal from out of it. All that damage you're doing, 50% of that is a heal. So it's really good for self-sustain as well. Love this ability. That's why I have a lot of crit. That's why I don't think you should run Sharpen. But if you need to, you got the remote in your hand. For our ultimate on our front bar, we are running Soul Harvest. Now, you could, you know what I'm saying, now, update 33, you could run end capped on a, on MAGBLADE. But the reason we are running Soul Harvest is because we have War Maidens on, and, Soul Harvest does magic damage. That's going to get boosted by War Maiden, etc., etc. So, Soul Harvest, what it does is, it's going to do magic damage. And when you hit somebody with this, it's going to increase your damage against them by 20% for 6 seconds. So imagine hitting them with end cap, right? Soul Harvest. Imagine hitting somebody with this, getting that 20% damage increase, then hitting somebody with a crit merciless resolve. Just imagine that. Just imagine that in your head. Death. That's what I imagine when I think of that, bro. Anyway, does that. Also inflicts the enemy with major defile, reduces their healing, received, and health recovery by 16%. So when they get hit by this, they can't just brush it off and heal it off. They're gonna be, healing for a lot less. Then while sliding, anytime you kill an enemy, you gain 10%, 10 ultimate, which is good when you're like Imperial City or something, and you're, just killing ads. You get your ultimate really, really quick. So yeah. Now on the back bar, first ability we are running is Vigor. Oh, I love update 33. We can run Vigor now. Now Vigor, what this is a cheap stamina heal that gives us a lot of health. Look at that health. I don't like to say numbers, but that's 17k over 4 seconds. Really, really good, cheap, good heal, short amount of time. Simple. Same thing with Rapid Regeneration. This is going to be our Restoration Staff heal. Gives us a good amount of health over 5 seconds, and it's pretty cheap. Bro, you just activate these two and it's just God heals. Then you got the rally on the way. But while the rally is on the way, you just pop these two and you're getting good consistent heals in a short amount of time. I said Rattler. Vigor and Rapid Regeneration together is just the ultimate healing duo. You feel me? These two are just really, really good heals in a short amount of time. So yeah. Next ability, we have Shadow Your Disguise. This is our cloak. You cloak yourself into the shadow, come be invisible for 3 seconds, and your next direct damage attack within 3 seconds will always be a critical strike. So yeah, this is our cloak. We go invisible in PvP. Now, if you're out of open world PvP and you're dueling, instead of running Shadowy Disguise, you can run Shadow Image. When you're out of when you're out of open world PvP, it summons the image. You can teleport to this image, and it applies minor maim to the enemy, reduces their damage by 5%. Excuse me. So yeah, but when you're on open world, run Shadowy Disguise. Really good. It's a cloak. It's gonna get you out of 80% of situations. Hit that roll dodge cloak. Get out of there. Next ability we have is Mirage. Now this is kind of a flex bar for you. You can put whatever you want here. If you want to put something like Race Against Time on this bar, you can. Major Expedition and Immobilization Immunity. You could put Race Against Time. If you want to, you could put Aspect of Terror, or what's it called? Mass Hysteria. You can put that on too. AoE Fear gets you out of a lot of situations where you're getting jumped. You fear everybody, and you can just, have a better chance of survivability. But me personally, I like Mirage. It just makes you overall more bulkier. It gives you Major Evasion, which reduces your damage you take from area attacks by 20%. That's jabs. Templar jabs is going to be doing 20% less to us. And it increases your physical and spell resistance by 3,000. It gives us minor resolve, so gives us resistances as well. It just makes us overall more bulkier. So you can put whatever you want here. Like I said, I like Mirage. Next, we have Siphoning Attacks. Now, Siphoning Attacks, what this is going to do is basically our light and heavy attacks are going to heal us, and it's going to give us Magicka for 20 seconds. And when we do fully charged heavy attacks, those values are gonna get doubled. You feel me? So we're gonna get twice the amount of health we would get if we would do a normal light attack, and we get twice the amount of Magicka we would get for doing a normal a light attack. You feel me? I said that kind of weird, but you get it. Then you restore up to 4,270 additional Magicka when the effect ends, based on your length of time siphoning attacks was active. So this is basically like Rally, but instead of it giving you health, it gives you Magicka. It gives you a good amount of Magicka when the effect ends, and you know how long you keep this effect going. So yeah. Now for the ultimate, I have Soul Siphon. Now you can run a couple of ultimate. It's kind of a flex bar as well. You can run a couple of things. You can run, what's it at? Where's it at? The Restoration Staff ult Panacea. You can run the Sigil Order ult Undo. You can run Soul Tether. You can run whatever you want. Now I usually run Soul Tether in this bar. I was testing out Soul Siphon. I was doing a couple of testing, but no, normally I would run Soul Tether because Soul Tether stuns. It helps you in a lot of group situations where you got to get out. You know, you got to get out the situation. You know, it stuns everybody. It's an AoE stun. And yeah, I like to run Soul Tether. You can run whatever you want here though to help you, you know, keep yourself up in those type of situations where you need to keep yourself up. Now let's get into the CP. So for the blue tree, get into the CP. First, we have MAGBLADE, which increases our direct damage attacks by 10%. Basically, all our attacks are going to be direct damage. So, yeah, really good. Deadly Aim, which is going to increase our single target attacks by 10%. Most of our attacks are going to be single targets. So, yeah, really good. Wrathful Strikes is going to add 165 spell damage to our abilities. So, this on top of War Maiden, giving us 570 spell damage to our magic damage abilities, we're getting a lot of damage for our abilities. Our abilities are going to chunk people. They're going to get people up out the way. We have Untamed Aggression, which just gives us a flat 150 spell damage. I like free spell damage. I like flat spell damage. You like flat spell? I like it. I can't complain. Now going into the red tree. In the red tree, first CP we have is Relentlessness. Relentlessness is one of my favorite CPs. Basically, when you are stunned or feared, you gain major protection for 3 seconds, reducing your damage taken by 10%. This is really good for gankers and bombers. When they gank you and you're stunned, your chances of being killed is way less likely because you get that major protection, which is going to give you that 10% mitigation. Simple. Next, we have is Sustained by Suffering. Sustained by Suffering, basically, when we have a negative effect on us, we're going to get 150 health, Magicka, and stamina recovery. This is just good for overall more resource sustain when we're in combat. Help us just keep our resources up a lot more. Next, we have is Fortify. Fortify is going to give us 1,731 armor. Basically, resistances, just making us more bulkier, making us more tankier. And yeah. And lastly, we have is Boundless Vitality. This is going to give us 1,400 health, just to get our health pool to where we want it to be. Like I said, I like my health pool at 30k. That was the mark I set, and you know, a couple of factors, including CP, got me to that mark. So yeah. And the green tree, you know, you can put whatever you want. Put whatever you want. This is what I got. Put whatever you want. Yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, man. Bro, I've been enjoying Magicka Nightblade so much, bro. This is like Magicka Nightblade really shot up to like one of my favorite classes, my like funnest classes to play in this update. You feel me? I feel like it's just so good. It's such a solid class. It's such a good class now. Now that it's gotten, you know, more heals now, it can work with more heals. We got Vigor now, we got Rally now. Now that we have access to more heals, I feel like that's all we needed to make Magicka Nightblade just a solid class. You feel me? And it competes with other classes now that is in S rank and A rank. It can compete with those classes now. So yeah, you feel me? Been having really fun with this build. Really good damage, you know, decently tanky. Just love this build. Anyway, Hope y'all enjoyed. Like I said, if y'all did, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, join the empire. You already know, helps me out, helps the channel out, helps the channel grow. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Drezu Empire out. I'm gonna see y'all in the next build video.